Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni and a lot of Ryan Reynolds, which we didn't expect from the get-go. Let's just get into it because there are a few updates.
A dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship. Guys,
Blake Lively exposed in lawsuit footage. Oh, there's footage. We got some proof, some evidence on her.
Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, has shared raw video of the actor and Blake Lively from the set of It Ends With Us.
The Blake Lively drama continues to unravel, and now conservative commentator Candace Owens has jumped into the fray, adding fuel to an already intense fire. Owens, known for her no-holds-barred opinions, has turned her attention toward the Hollywood star, exposing shocking new details that have taken this scandal to another level. With resurfaced interviews, conflicting stories, and legal battles heating up, the Blake Lively saga is becoming one of the most talked about controversies in Hollywood right now. What started as a dispute between Blake and actor Justin Baldoni has morphed into a tangled web of accusations, alleged lies, and public backlash. Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, has been pulled into the drama as well, with many wondering how the
Ryan Reynolds, because he's also the other bastard in this case, he does not get away, and Disney is not happy with him. I have some details on that, but let's get into this for this video. Taylor Swift is taking a step back from her friendship with Blake Lively after feeling like she was used as an intimidation tactic by the actress in a lawsuit she never wanted to be embroiled in. Now, keep in mind what Candace was saying, that Taylor is just trying to distance herself to, act like she didn't have anything to do with it. But it's like Candace has evidence that she had a lot to do with trying to destroy Justin Baldoni. And guys, forget the whole male feminist, like Candace goes into.
So what did Candace Owens reveal? And how is Blake Lively's latest attempt to clear her name backfiring? Let's dive into the latest development. Shaking Hollywood, a resurfaced interview with Blake Lively has come back to haunt her, shedding new light on her involvement in the ongoing legal battle with Justin Baldoni. In the interview, Blake's comments about workplace ethics and professional conduct now appear contradictory. Given the current allegations, critics are questioning whether Blake was being genuine or simply trying to preserve her public image, with fans revisiting her past statements. Many are asking, was Blake hiding something all along?
Lively and Justin Baldoni and a lot of Ryan Reynolds, which we didn't expect from the get-go. Let's just get into it because there are a few updates. I always wait to compile a bit of a longer list. It's a bit more cohesive. That's not the word I was looking for. It's a bit more... That's what I meant.
Today's video is actually very kind, sponsored by Incogni. You can click the link in description and use code AngelicaOls for 60% off an annual Incogni plan, which is an incredible deal to get over half off just by simply clicking the link. I don't know if you guys know, but thousands of companies are collecting, aggregating, and trading your personal data without you even knowing about it. And you have the right to request that data brokers remove your information, but that will take you years on years on years and a lot of headache really to try and make that happen. Incogni will do that messy work for you automatically. They will help you protect your privacy, take all your information down, and deal with the objections from the companies that obviously want to keep hold of your data because it's very valuable to them.
Removes pics of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, so she's kind of trying to even out the playing field. I'm getting rid of all of you from my Instagram. No one's involved. And this is on Entertainment Tonight. Amid their legal drama, she deactivated her Instagram on January 22nd, but returned on February 12th. Just before Valentine's Day, however, eagle-eyed fans noticed that the best-selling author's account no longer features photos of Blake and Justin, who starred in the film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Someone said, she said it with Blake without ever being on set or witnessing anything. Don't feel bad for her at all. I mean, we don't know if she was on set or not, but it seems like she was just swinging wherever the wind was blowing. Just whoever, whenever, wherever, whenever. I have no respect for Colleen Hoover. Justin waited 5 years to direct this movie. He was fully vested in the message and the success of the movie. Colleen bent over backwards for Blake and basically threw Justin to the wolves. Too little, too late, Colleen. And we know her history with believing victims. So it's interesting she chose to believe the victim that was an A-lister for one.
One of the biggest points of contention in this drama centers around allegations involving an intimacy coordinator on set. Just Baldoni claimed certain protocols were followed, but Blake Lively has pushed back, alleging that Baldoni lied about the details. The conflicting accounts have left the public divided, with each side accusing the other of dishonesty. This aspect of the case has sparked broader conversations about accountability and workplace safety in Hollywood, raising serious questions about who's really telling the truth.
Recipient of that delicious nose job, sexy and yummy actress Blake Lively filed her amended lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Watch all my previous videos to be fully caught up on this. Yes, he harassed her. Yes, she is a victim of his abuse. Yes, there are other victims. Yes, he retaliated with a smear campaign. La 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 la. She alleges. And now she is working through all of the allegations on the set of the film. Good. I want to hear something new. I want to hear these new amendedness. Okay. We're catching up again on the set allegations, rehashing more.
In an attempt to get ahead of the scandal, Blake and Ryan have reportedly pursued an aggressive legal strategy, but critics are calling it desperate. The couple's legal team has filed motions to silence Baldwin's allegations, but Candace Owens and other commentators argue that these moves are attempts to cover up damaging information. This has only intensified speculation about what Blake and Ryan are trying to keep hidden.
Corn addiction. Blake Lively texted a female cast member about an inappropriate conversation that she and he had in her car about consent. She wrote to the female cast member, "It's crazy how above reproach they feel. It's like he said to me about his previous sexual encounters when we were in my car with my assistant and my security. He said, 'Have I always asked for consent? No. Have I always listened when they said no? No. People show you who they are. Believe them the first time.' In fact, Mr. Baldoni publicly acknowledges that he has struggled with consent." They shared stories about literally sharing the same woman. Who knows? Who knows?
Candace Owens didn't hold back in her latest takedown of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Known for targeting Hollywood elites, Owens accused the couple of hypocrisy and manipulating public perception. Her criticism focuses on what she describes as Blake and Ryan's double standards, projecting a squeaky clean image. While engaging in behind-the-scenes power plays, Owens' harsh words have resonated with many who believe the couple's public statements aren't aligning with their private actions.
Taylor Swift taking a step back from Blake Lively as dramatic legal battle with Justin Baldoni threatens their decade-long friendship. Guys, it looks like Taylor Swift has another breakup. She is breaking up with Blake Lively. There is a whole bunch of mess, but I want to play for you what Candace Owens just posted, and it gets wild. And then we're going to go back and get into the details of what exactly happened.
I'm live here to let you know in case you missed it. Obviously, yesterday I teased that there's a lot of evidence here that Blake Lively and Taylor Swift were very, very close at the time that all this went down with Justin Baldoni. Beyond the text message, a lot of things they were doing was very Taylor Swifty, dropping the Easter egg. So we dedicated our whole episode to that, and I gave you the timeline of her breakup with Joe Alwyn. By the way, if you guys, for the few of you who are not following the story,
New video evidence has emerged suggesting that Blake may have lied about key aspects of her interactions with Baldoni. Footage contradicts some of her claims, raising doubts about her credibility. This revelation has further complicated the narrative, casting Blake in a less favorable light. Supporters of Baldonia pointing to this as proof that Blake has been less than truthful throughout this entire ordeal.
Exposed in lawsuit footage. Oh, there's footage. We got some proof, some evidence on her. Let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
Justin Baldoni's legal team has now released footage from the movie It Ends With Us. This is raw, uncut footage that honestly does not make Blake look the best, because how she described this scene being shot in her complaint is very different from how it seems to be playing out. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say in reaction to this clip being released to the public. Okay, let's talk about the timeline of events leading up to this moment that Justin now feels clears his name from the original Blake Lively complaint. On December 20th, 2024, Blake Lively filed a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department against Justin Baldoni, producer Jamie Heath, and their production company Wayfarer. She alleged harassment and a hostile work environment during the film's production. She claimed that Justin exhibited disturbing and unprofessional behavior on set, but Justin claimed in his lawsuit against Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist Leslie Sloan that this is not how it went down at all, and he has footage to prove it. In his complaint, it said, Lively's later complaint sheds light on what this point was alluding to in this demand, which at the time was baffling, and upon review of the filmed evidence is unequivocally based on a lie. Production was filming a romance montage of Lily and Ryle on their...
In a shocking twist, some are questioning whether Blake Lively lied about allegations of sexual harassment, a claim that if proven false, could have serious repercussions. This accusation has sent shockwaves through the industry, with many warning against using such serious allegations as a weapon in personal disputes. The controversy has reignited debates about the importance of due process and the dangers of false accusations in high-profile cases.
Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, has shared raw video of the actor and Blake Lively from the set of It Ends With Us in an attempt to squash her claims of harassment during the production, and boy, does it make Blake look bad. Blake cited this specific scene in a lawsuit against Baldoni that she filed in December, claiming he acted inappropriately on set, and the feud between the actors has reached a fever pitch in recent months as Baldoni countersued Blake, and the internet has turned into a giant ping pong ball bouncing between them as we try to determine who is right and who is wrong. The director's legal team said they chose to release this video, which they say includes all 3 takes filmed for a slow dancing montage in an effort to finally clear his name from Blake's smear campaign. Now, given the historical and legal complexities that women have faced when attempting to fight back against sexual harassment and other sexual crimes against them,
with so many conflicting reports, fans and observers are struggling to figure out who to believe. Some view Baldoni as a victim standing up against powerful Hollywood figures, while others think Blake is being unfairly targeted. The internet is flooded with debates over who's truly at fault, with both camps fiercely defending their side. This divide only highlights how complex and polarizing the situation has become.
Blake Lively, hello, Baldoni,
Justin Baldoni.
So y'all getting me excited now. Come on, finally, let's start the pod.
It was crazy because you guys were talking about it. I didn't really know anything about it, and I was sort of like, all right, let's see whatever this is. And then I got into it, and
you have the least white wife in this entire group. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, she didn't know.
My wife been on it, yo.
Yeah, I explained it to her and everything, and
I've been teaching my wife.
It might be a black thing.
I'm like, babe, you gotta sit down right now.
Yeah. It did bring out the little gay fat boy in me, to be honest. I read all 500 pages of the amended complaint, as well as the important timeline of events that Justin Baldoni released on his website this morning.
Okay, so Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Justin Baldoni, who's an actor, hot guy, but he's like really big into like not.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
he's a really handsome guy.
Yeah, but he's like very like what is masculinity? And I listened to a little podcast he did.
Attractive people, I don't really listen to when they talk.
Yeah,
I just objectify.
I gave this one a chance, and I was actually impressed.
Oh, really? You started listening to him?
I started listening. I listened like 10 minutes before I was like, I need to see him.
Yeah, I should jerk off.
Yeah, I gotta break out.
You got an edge, dude.
Yeah. But he's basically like, you know, what is masculinity? And like, I think he's like, I don't like the term toxic masculinity. It's too like political, and masculinity is not toxic. So he's not like a complete cuck. He talks like an actor, which is a little annoying, but he's like, I just think.
I like that angle though.
Yeah, he's like, men, if you have trauma, you should work through it, because most of the time you're with your girl, you could do a lot more damage to her if you don't work through your trauma than she could do to you.
What was his trauma? Did he talk about that?
No, I didn't listen to that.
He does have some trauma.
What's his trauma?
So he says that he was sexually assaulted as a young man. He was like 20 years old.
I get that.
There are now rumors that Blake and Ryan may have been working behind the scenes to discredit Baldoni long before the lawsuit became public. Allegations suggest coordinated efforts to undermine his reputation, raising concerns about how far the couple is willing to go to protect themselves. If true, this could severely damage the public's perception of Hollywood's beloved power couple.
Writers are like, well, we have to give Reynolds a credit on this. We're violating our SAG like union obligations is like a huge nightmare. You can't say that.
Yeah.
But she goes on and says it anyway. But regardless, in the moment she says, I rewrote it. He leaves and is basically like, okay, this is kind of wild. That was on the 12th, all right? And then
1 second. Isn't that so manipulative? She goes to the guys like, oh, no one ever takes me seriously when I, offer suggestions. You're using that by saying I rewrote this scene. Meanwhile, it's your husband who rewrote the scene.
Ooh.
That's fucked up.
Great point. So now she's playing into his identity of I support women.
The drama has not only affected those directly involved, it's also causing ripple effects across the industry. Fans are increasingly vocal about their disappointment with Blake, with some calling for boycotts of her future projects. Commentary videos breaking down the scandal continue to gain traction, showing just how invested the public has become in this controversy. With her reputation on the line, Blake's next moves will be crucial in determining whether she can recover from this pay nightmare.
This one in particular is so convoluted. I'm here to provide the opposite, a crash course in the Blake Lively It Ends With Us fiasco. Blake Lively is the lead actress of the biggest drama film of the year, but her behavior has been so chaotic it has completely eclipsed the movie itself. But first, welcome, my name is D'Angelo, and I am your professor of trans-dimensional ecology, which is a very real degree that I definitely do have. Or maybe I'm just broadcasting myself talking in my room like YouTube used to be. And in today's lecture, we'll break down how the press tour for Blake Lively's movie turned into a controversy fest, which caused a bunch of her problematic past behavior to resurface. So she's getting called out for what she did in the past, and she's getting called out for what she's doing now, and it's like a controversy-ception. People online have been circulating the story for a while now, so you may have seen it. What was maybe a little less common was her and her husband's decision to get married at a plantation. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively apologized for plantation wedding. So that's another fun Blake Lively moment that popped up. Blake and Ryan obviously would share the blame for this one equally. For those who maybe don't know the connotations, here in the United States, plantations are 100% evocative of slavery, to the point where like businesses and companies with plantation in their name will change them to something else. There's been like a decades-long uprooting process of all the plantation energy, because obviously its roots are just kind of awful. Or at least I thought they were awful, but according to Ryan Reynolds, it was just an aesthetic that he saw.
Even those trying to defend Blake are struggling to justify the conflicting stories. A recent breakdown of the situation shows how complicated and confusing the entire ordeal has become, with many left scratching their heads about who really in the right. The constant twists and turns have left even longtime fans questioning the authenticity of Blake's public image.
Blake Lively?
No, not yet.
Can we get off of this?
Not yet.
We gotta talk
Not
about
yet?
we gotta talk about dicks first.
Yeah. I was told I had a 2-hour Blake Lively presentation.
Hi, I'm Dick Tip.
I did tell you better call our babysitter, because we're going long today, girl. I'll tell you right now, boy. Sheesh. Speaking of becoming trans, there's a lot of these stories we're not going to get to at the top, but J.K. Rowling, this is interesting.
Rowling.
The boxer Emaine, she, we heard, was suing people, the likes of Rowling and Elon Musk and others.
Or, well, they're mentioned in the lawsuit. I don't know if they're being sued.
Well, let me put it this way. Why the fuck was this removed from... What is with all these people erasing...
This one has been removed by the moderator.
The drama surrounding Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and now Candace Owens has become one of Hollywood's biggest scandals, with conflicting stories, alleged lies, and heated legal battles. The city situation shows no signs of slowing down. Owens' involvement has added a new layer of scrutiny, exposing what she claims are hypocrisies and cover-ups within Hollywood's elite circles.
Baldoni has blamed the intimacy coordinator for supposedly writing graphic new sex scenes, including foreplay and orgasms, and talking about a CLIT. But Miss Lively consented to the sex scenes in the script as written at the time she signed on to the film, and Mr. Baldoni did not have consent to rewrite and add scenes, even if he did so with an intimacy coordinator. She also alleges that Mr. Baldoni inserted improvised, gratuitous sexual content and or scenes involving nudity into the film, including for an underage character, in highly unsettling ways. When she objected to these additions, he said that he was making the film through the female gaze, blah, blah, blah. He allegedly asked if she